Have you slept off your food coma yet? Great! Well, here's the news of the new year. NVIDIA pushing RTX 5090 prices to $5,000 in 2026, rumor claims. We have a lot of news to go through, but yes, if you haven't known, RAM prices are going through the roof. The general consumer is being completely outpriced of the market. So major tech companies have been buying up all the RAM in like every single part of the world in order to support the development of their AI systems, which they are pushing to pretty much handle everything. Everything that is technology oriented. I'm not even joking. Let's read. The ongoing impact of artificial intelligence's growth could be felt even more acutely by PC gamers in 2026, according to a new rumor. It has been claimed that next year, today, NVIDIA will increase the prices of the RTX 5090 GPU to as much as $5,000 for a single unit. So this isn't just RAM, this is also for GPUs. It's gonna be RAM, GPUs, CPUs, the works, everything. It has been suggested that price increases will start rolling out from January onwards. NVIDIA isn't alone in the pricing boom. In a recent report from a South Korean outlet, it was claimed that sources close to the technology have stressed AMD will also be boosting price tags on its highest tier GPUs. They're about to get ridiculous. So this also pertains to video game consoles as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's easy to see the cost of top-tier GPUs soaring through 2026 when you look at how much RAM costs have skyrocketed through 2025. Yeah, everybody knows. The construction of AI-fed data centers and the technology backbone to support the growing vertical have absolutely shattered the hardware market in the last few months, but we're not out of the woods yet. The report explained that sources have suggested a climb in the RTX 5090 stakes from $1,999 at launch this year, $1,900, to as much as $5,000 later in 2026. AMD's RX 9000 series is apparently set to mimic that ticket growth, but not as steeply. It was written, both companies are reportedly planning to continue rising GPU prices every month going forward. Yeah, every month this year. Okay, this is not a one-time thing. They are just going to continue to rise these prices. It's highly likely that the price increases will extend across the entire product lineup, encompassing not only consumer GPUs, but also GPUs for AI data centers and servers. They're just going to buy the consumer GPUs anyways. Anything works. The report then noted a quote from an insider. The average proportion of memory in the overall GPU manufacturing cost has recently exceeded 80%. Unfortunately, the situation is having an impact on all areas of technology. Every single area. Recent concerns surfaced regarding the development of the PlayStation 6. The cell phone space is getting shaky, and RAM price increase has reached an all-time high in 2025. Yeah, the PlayStation 6, due to the rising prices of all parts of technology, consoles are not going to develop any further. We're not going to get a PlayStation 6, an Xbox, 1080, 720, and especially not the Switch 3. We're not even going to be getting that many manufactured Switch 2s coming up here because they are not going to be able to continue manufacturing them soon. I'll explain in a minute. Micron, this was back on December 18th. Micron warns RAM shortages will last beyond 2026, noting that more memory is essential for the AI experience. Yes, everything is going towards AI. They need to develop their own, because this is now another arms race through technology. We have to have the better AI, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, next-gen consoles could be delayed due to RAM shortages. Yeah, it's pretty much confirmed. The industry as a whole is concerned about RAM availability and what that is going to mean for mass-producing consoles at a competitive price point. Oh, by the way, were you trying to build a computer this year? I'm so sorry. Were you trying to build a computer a couple months ago? I'm so sorry. Hello. Here we are. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang urges employees to automate every task possible with AI. He insists that automation will not eliminate jobs as the company grows to 36,000 workers. So NVIDIA, they stopped saying that they are a software hardware manufacturer. They are now an AI manufacturer. They have moved their market to AI completely. He's reportedly told employees to use artificial intelligence tools for virtually every task possible, reinforcing the company's position as both a leader in AI hardware and one of its most aggressive internal adopters. So, okay, they're gonna make hardware, but it's going to basically be AI taking control of all facets of developing said hardware. According to an audio recording obtained by Business Insider, Huang's remarks came during an all-hands meeting following a quarter in which the company posted $57 billion in revenue, its strongest on record. Yeah, because AI is a hot topic item right now. The meeting became notable for Huang's blunt response to reports that some NVIDIA managers were discouraging employees from relying too much on AI. Are you insane? He said, according to the report. I want every task that is possible to be automated with artificial intelligence to be automated with artificial intelligence. Look, you get the idea. You get the idea. So here's what happened over Christmas. NVIDIA strikes a $20 billion deal to acquire Grok assets. Not X's Grok with a K. I'm talking about like Grok with a Q. This is an AI chip manufacturer. An AI chip startup entered into an agreement with NVIDIA to help advance and scale Grok's tech. As part of this agreement, Jonathan Ross, Grok's founder, Sunny Madra, Grok's president, and other members of the Grok team will join NVIDIA to help advance and scale the licensed technology. Ooh. Grok will continue to operate as an independent company with Simon Edwards stepping into the role of Chief Executive Officer. Grok Cloud will continue to operate without interruption. So they have pretty much all the fingers in the AI pies, so to speak. They are pushing so much into the AI space and leaving the general consumer into the dust because we are not going to be able to buy computer parts for the foreseeable future. So if you want to play the hippest, hottest new games, but you just can't, they recently, GeForce Now, NVIDIA's GeForce Now, which is a cloud streaming service for games, like you can just go to their software and boot up a game, and you don't have to download anything. Their games are immediately readily available, they load immediately, and you can just play it without having to download anything because it runs off of their servers. The only problem that they've been having to deal with over the last several years is that the cloud service gaming has been around, or just in general, all cloud service gaming. The latency is garbage. Latency sucks. I understand the need for cloud gaming, but like, I don't really care about it that much. But I mean, sure, it's a fun novelty. However, we might be pushed more towards cloud gaming if we can't afford to play any games. GeForce Now's 100-hour monthly cap starts January 1st for everyone. Users' chart shows what extra time costs. So, they announced you now have a 100-hour limit to access their games on their cloud streaming service. But you can buy their premium services in order to continue to play their games for extra hours. Wow, I love not owning anything. I love renting my computer, renting my games on this rental service. I love renting my RAM, my GPU, my CPU, because I cannot afford a premium $3,000, $4,000 for a middle lower end GPU that was never supposed to be more than $1,000. I like this is real. This is real. This is what we're doing. This is where we're heading. This is it. Look at this. These are the multitude parts of costs of the GeForce Now payment system for renting your games through their cloud streaming. This was a problem with freaking Game Pass. PS Plus, PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, you know, oh, you buy internet access. Oh, you get their PS Plus. You can access all these games for free. If your internet goes down for more than a month, because I believe it checks it every month. If your internet goes down for more than a month, if you cancel your subscription, you lose all those games. You lose access to all of those games, including your favorite games. Do you care? Do you care that you no longer have access to the games that you may want to replay? This is where we're heading. Renting games, streaming games at a cost, having a 100-hour long cap for every month. Nintendo loses $14 billion in value as memory shortage fears continue to rise. Across the board, tech industry is currently still rattled by issues surrounding memory chip shortages. I don't really need to go farther into this. It's pretty much the 41% increase on 12GB RAM chips used to make the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. This kills the Nintendo products. NAND storage prices also rose by 8%. And with a drop in share value, the question quickly turns to when, not if, Nintendo will raise prices on the Nintendo Switch 2. They're already $450. No, $400, right? Yeah, $400. It's gonna be an easy 500, right? Wait. What is the Nintendo? It was 440 at GameStop. Oh, 417 pre-owned. Okay, it's still probably gonna be like $500 minimum now. I'm not even joking. They're gonna easily raise the cost by $50, making a nice even $500. Pelham Smithers of Pelham Smithers Associates told Bloomberg that Nintendo has already passed on the rising costs of memory chips to consumers through the cost of express micro SD cards. Yep, so they did say when they, or like right before they released the Switch 2, they're like, the peripherals are going to increase in cost, but we're going to keep the cost of the Switch itself down. And so their 480p camera was raised like another $10, $20. It was not worth the cost. It was like $80 for that camera? Their Nintendo Switch camera system. It's like, okay. 256 gigabyte express card costs $90 on Amazon. Ugh. This is effectively a cost that Nintendo has passed on to the gamer, said Smithers. Yeah, they did not eat that cost. They just passed it on to the consumer, even though Nintendo's technically swimming in money. Here's Nintendo Co. Ltd. They dropped roughly like 20% of their stocks recently. This is horrendous. Uh-oh. I think the tech collapse is happening, everyone, and it's because of AI systems. Time to burn an additional several hundred gallons of water. However, we have some good news. Back to DDR4, Asus, hi Asus, is reportedly increasing the production of AM4 LGA 1700 motherboards to tackle RAM shortages in 2026. Well, that's nice that they are actually going to attempt to fix this broken cycle that we are going into. There's no choice left but to increase the production of DDR4 platforms to ensure gamers can obtain the required hardware for gaming, or just do cloud gaming at a premium. The DDR4 era is back thanks to this forced AI boom. Yes, it does feel pretty forced, which has made getting DDR5 RAM for a fair price almost impossible these days. Asus, which makes a wide range of computer components and peripherals, is now set to work on the previous DDR4 based platforms to ensure users can get their hands on the required hardware for cheaper. By opting for several years old hardware, it's obvious that users will be forced to see performance regression, but there is no other alternative right now. So they are indeed going back a generation in order to attempt to stem this bleeding, this wound, this horrifically gushing wound. And the general consumer is having all of the weight being put on them, the innocent computer enthusiast that wanted to make a medium spec build this year for less than like $3,000. Nope. No, sorry. You're gonna have to look at least 6 to 7K. Easy. Sorry. I don't make the rules. I'm just looking at what's happening and giving an opinion of someone who's not in the industry. It will produce AM4 motherboards with chipsets such as B550 and an entry-level A520 series that can meet the demand for gamers who want to build gaming PCs on a budget. Yeah. The AM4 platform may have gotten older, but it still sells quite better than Intel's latest LGA 1851 platform. Many Ryzen 5000 processors have been selling like hotcakes even before the RAM shortage started. Yeah. I run an AMD. I like it. It's actually been very helpful for me. It's really good. According to Asus motherboard production plans for the first quarter, blah, 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 the company will make strategic adjustments to its supply chain and capacity allocation, with a strong focus on increasing investment on the DDR4 motherboard market. That's pretty much it. It's just repeating the exact same thing over and over again. Here's the caveat, though. You know, all right, cool. We're going back a whole generation, but most people just use the previous generation anyways, so it's not that far-fetched that manufacturers are going back to that. Memory suppliers are now going to be cherry-picking customers, as report says that priority is being given to just 4 PC manufacturers. You're gonna have to win a lottery in order to buy your PC parts now. They do that quite often in Japan, A handful of PC vendors are getting long-term DRAM allocations from producers, giving them an edge over others. The ongoing DRAM supercycle has made suppliers the king of the jungle, since the industry is now a seller's market, according to a report by DigiTimes. It is reported that with soaring memory contract prices, producers like Samsung and SK Hynix are now only looking to sign LTAs with companies that are mainstreamed in the PC industry. Companies like Lenovo, Dell, Apple, and Asus are primary beneficiaries when it comes to getting capacity from memory suppliers, given that they control most of the OEM supply chain. OM? For smaller vendors, this means massive trouble. Your mom and pop shop, your hole-in-the-wall shop that does PC parts, those are going to probably be phased out in the next 5 to 10 years unless something is done. I'm not kidding. I don't like this at all. What a horrible, what a wonderful world we live in. Given the limited capacity on hand, Samsung and SK Hynix aren't ready to sign contracts spanning multiple months. Instead, they periodically evaluate the situation to reflect updated contract pricing and capitalize on the shortages. We already know that Apple previously scrambled to secure a general-purpose DRAM supply from suppliers for its iPhone production, and it appears that the Cupertino giant has benefited from its exclusive relationships with Samsung and SK Hynix. Similarly, Asus and Lenovo are also reportedly key priorities for Samsung. Okay, now the memory capacity is only available to a few vendors. It would be incorrect to say that these companies will have the upper hand in the retail market, which would allow them to control the prices of their consumer offerings. As the DRAM shortage deepens, the priority of consumers will ultimately shift from attractive pricing to availability. And that is where vendors like Asus and Lenovo will benefit. Oh, okay, I see. Are they saying it would be incorrect or it would be not incorrect to say that these companies will have the upper hand in the retail market? Well, that's their opinion. I still think that they will have the upper hand, but it's all through availability and not pricing. In the previous report, we discussed how pre-built PCs will become a more viable option compared to custom configurations moving forward. Yes, so pre-builts will now reign supreme. People will no longer be able to build their own computers. So I like Gamers Nexus. He's a cool dude. He puts out a lot of good stuff. He does pretty good journalism too. This clip, just this small snippet here, stuck out at me as well that I really want you to hear.
These companies are trying to bid you out of the market so that you can't own that shit, so you have to subscribe to theirs instead. And right now, the data center focus is on LLMs and so-called AI use cases, but long-term, we think that the focus, as we said in the last piece, is on making sure you can't own anything. And you'll have to subscribe to everything. And unfortunately, for as powerful as voting with your wallet is, for every Meta that buys 1.3 million GPUs, that is at least 1.3 million consumers who would have to not buy one instead. And honestly, even if you have the power of consumers boycotting at that level to counteract the purchase, the thing is, we think it might actually make it worse to do so because it further consolidates that power. The companies...
You get the idea. He pretty much figured out techno-feudalism. Whoever can afford the GPU rules the world. I'm gonna leave you with this. Let's look up RAM prices for a quick second. I'm very curious. Ooh. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm on Newegg right now. Let's go to DDR5. Here we go, Corsair Vengeance. Oh, $400 per 2 sticks for 32 gigs of RAM. 400, a lot of thing. Oh, $1,000 for 64 gigs of RAM. No, oh, this is actually horrific. No. I have 64 gigs of RAM. Do you want to know how much money I spent for my RAM? Almost 300, like a little over 300 bucks. Okay, this is atrocious. These are rising so fast. Like this is, oh. This is awful. I'm gonna look up my actual RAM. Here it is. I'm pretty sure, even if it's not exactly, this is the same model. It's a Corsair Vengeance thing. That's more than double the price that I got for two sticks. And last but not least. Oh! This is ZeroEchoZenith signing off. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time. Happy New Year. I hope you have a good time on Game Pass and GeForce Now on your budget pre-built. I'm so sorry. I genuinely am. I am so... I wish more people could get into PC building. I wish it was more affordable. It's a fun-looking hobby. I built my system back towards the beginning of last year. It was super fun to do. The cable management was the fun part too. Everything was just really cool, and getting it to work and you know, installing the software needed and everything. It's great. No one can do it anymore. It's done. It's over. You have to buy a pre-built now, pretty much, for the foreseeable future, because prices are just going to continue rising. I'm sorry. Bye. Take care. Take care of yourself. Save your money. Bye. It's so bad. It's so bad.